So I hope my screen is also visible to all of you. So I think last lecture we have seen related to continuous process improvement. Then we have seen Deming wheel, so which show indicates or which guides related to do, check, act, and plan. So it is also plan, do, check, act. So it is also called as a PDCA cycle. So we have seen related to continuous process improvement. Then what is expected in planning, what is expected in doing or checking, acting. So that we have seen with respect to Deming wheel. Then we have seen this picture, and we understood the meaning with the help of pictorial form related to continuous process improvement. Then we have seen why employee involvement is important in the organization related to any of the tasks, right? And how to involve employees in various tasks like quality improvement in the organization. And we have seen how many benefits people will get. Maybe employer or employee will get certain benefits that we have seen. Then we have seen I think supplier partnership. So just the introduction of supplier partnership we have seen, and I think we were at this point, what is the meaning of supplier partnership, and how to maintain that supplier partnership, right? So friends, supplier is essential part in every organization, because most of the thing you need to take from somebody. So each and every part or each and everything cannot be produced in your organization. So most of the things you take from outside, especially non-core function, and your core function you are performing in the organization. So for many of the things you need suppliers, for example for raw material, for various inventories, sub assemblies, assemblies, right? Or certain machineries, certain tools, coolant, right? So consumables, non-consumables. So you need to be dependent on suppliers. As you are dependent on supplier, you should maintain the good relationship with them. And one more thing is that suppliers are important stakeholder in your organization, because they are also contributing in your organization to produce the product by supplying the good quality product, right? And what is the common goal with these two people, supplier as well as you people as organization? Both are having same goal, like you want to satisfy your users, end users especially, or consumer who is using that particular product, who is consuming that product. You are having end objective, or your common goal, you can say, like you have to satisfy, or you want to satisfy your end users. This is a common goal both of the parties are having. So it is true that you should maintain the relationship with the supplier, good business relationship, I am telling, right? So intentionally I am using the word good business relationship. So how you can maintain the good business relationship? Actually Dr. Koru Ishikawa suggested 10 principles of maintaining relationship with suppliers. So he's a philosopher, right? We have seen at the beginning who has contributed in a quality improvement. So this person has developed or suggested 10 principles for maintaining relationship with the supplier and business relationship. So most of the time people will say, if you will give correct specification to your supplier, then you will maintain good relationship. Or some people say, like, if you provide bill within time, and if you pay to that particular person within time, then business relationship will be the good. So like that, Koro Ishikawa has suggested 10 principles. So whenever you will become an entrepreneur, whenever you will be having your own organization, these principles will be definitely helpful to you people. So let us see one by one these 10 principles. So friends, first thing is that Koro Ishikawa instructed or given principle related to customer and supplier responsibility, you can say, rather, customer and supplier responsibility for the control of quality. It means that who is responsible for maintaining the quality or controlling the quality? customer as well as supplier. So who is a supplier? Who that person who is providing material to process in your organization. And here, remember, customer means organization. So we are not discussing about the end user. Customer, supplier, and end user, different things are there. Try to understand. So end users, you can say consumer. Here for this supplier, customer is the organization because he is supplying material to organization. So here you have to take meaning of customer as an organization. Don't take meaning as a end user. Okay, so there is a difference. So customer and supplier are responsible for quality control. So that is a principle from Dr. Koro Ishikawa. One person cannot maintain the quality. So let us take example. If supplier is providing very bad material, bad quality material, can quality will be maintained? Definitely no. As a customer, as an organization, if you are giving wrong specification to your supplier, so there is no mistake of supplier in that case. If you are giving wrong specification to your supplier, definitely same thing he will supply to you. So as an organization, as a customer, you are having the responsibility to give the proper specifications so that that person will be giving good quality material or required quality as you want in your organization. So that's why both people are having responsibility to maintain the quality, not one. Some people will say, yeah, if supplier will supply good quality material, ultimately organization will process it. No, as a organization, you people have to process it properly. Even though supplier is providing good quality material and organization is not processing it properly, then still quality will not be maintained, right? So that's why both people have to work in hand, and you these two people have to maintain the quality. So this is a basic principle of this Koro Ishikawa. The next principle is that both should be independent of each other and respect each other's independence. प्रत्येक व्यक्ती स्वतंत्र आहे, बरोबर. Customer is separate entity or organization is separate entity and supplier is a separate entity. If supplier will think like, yes, I want to supply to this organization, so he's having freedom. If next year after ending contract, that person will feel, I don't want to supply to this organization, I have found next remaining 10 organizations, I want to supply there. So he's an independent person. Okay, so this is one of the important principle Koro Ishikawa told. Like, everybody is independent. Customer is also independent, supplier is also independent person. Nobody is dependent. Yes, obviously, for producing the things, they are dependent on each other, right? So this is another part. But here, Koro Ishikawa is telling both should be independent to each other. Means, if as an organization you will feel like, I don't want to purchase or get the supply from so and so supplier, it's your freedom. You are independent. You can, but yes, after contract, okay, after ending the contract, you can purchase this thing. So very simple thing. So try to understand both these entities are independent and they should respect each other's independence. असं म्हणू शकत नाही, yes, anyhow you have to supply to us only. Why you are supplying to our competitors? You cannot say like that. You have to respect that independence, right? So that person is not interested to supply material in your organization, so you should respect it. Okay, and you have to find another supplier. Getting? So it's your freedom, it's that supplier's freedom. That is a very important principle. It is a professional relationship that way. Professional relationship, nothing wrong in that, right? Okay, so you as an organization, whenever you will establish your organization, try to understand you cannot force anybody तुम्ही मला supply केलं पाहिजे material. Okay, no, you have to understand this. Then next one is that as a customer, as an organization, you people have to give clear and sufficient requirement. Maybe specification kind of requirement, or what that person, that supplier should understand what you need. Okay, that's clear kind of requirement you should give, and sufficient requirement. You should not say like tomorrow you ordered 10 component and tomorrow you are telling I want 20. So that should not happen. So as an organization, as a customer, this is a professional rule you can say, or this is a principle given by Koro Ishikawa. Like you should give clear and sufficient requirement to your supplier, and supplier is having role to know what that person want to produce, and accordingly that supplier should give material to your organization. Then next one is that both should enter into a non-adversarial contract with respect to quality, quantity, price, delivery method, and and condition. Terms of condition or term and condition, you can say. So here one word is very important, that is non-adversarial contract. म्हणजे प्रतिस्पर्धी आपण नाही आहेत, नाही का? So that kind of contract should be there. And related to quality, that non-adversarial contract should be related to quality, quantity, price, delivery method, terms and terms of condition, like that. The next one is that supplier is responsible for providing quality that satisfy customer and submitting necessary data upon the customer's request. What is supplier's role here? Providing the quality of any product. Whatever you are supplying, you have to ensure that you are providing quality thing, right? That satisfy the customer. How customer will be satisfied? Whatever requirement is given from customer side. So again, I am telling here you have to take customer meaning as an organization, okay, not a end user. Again, I am telling, otherwise you will be confused. Provide quality that satisfy customer. Whatever specifications has been given by the customer, if will provide that only, so customer will be satisfied. And one more thing supplier has to do, that is submitting data, necessary data upon customer's request. If you are demanding certain metal, and that compositions of metal, obviously as a customer you will check it with some sample, but also supplier has to submit that compositions of that metal, chemical compositions of that metal. Example I am telling. So whatever necessary data that customer is requesting, as a supplier, it's your responsibility to provide that. So try to understand. So Koro Ishikawa is giving nice principle where professional relationship will be maintained. You can understand whatever principles I am telling to you. If both parties are following it, then there will be the good professional relationship. Getting? The next one is that supplier partnership. Related, again certain principles are there. So next principle is there related to supplier partnership, is that both should decide the method to evaluate the quality of the product or service to satisfaction of both the parties. There should be certain method to evaluate, right? So both should decide, like, yes, we'll check by certain ISO standard laboratories, will visit certain laboratories, government laboratories, and there will check the chemical composition. For example, one method I have told, and if they found like yes, quality is sufficient, then this may be your method of evaluation. So both should decide the same method, both should decide the same standards. Otherwise later on, if you are using certain different method to evaluate that quality, and that supplier is having different method to check or evaluate quality, if there is a different method, definitely there is a certain deviation. So that deviation should not be there. Both parties should decide same method, okay, so that both parties will be satisfied. So that care as a supplier and as a customer, you people have to decide. Let it be any method. So, but method should be a same one. Both should establish contract of settlement of any dispute that may arise. Definitely, there may be the certain disputes. Disputes अर्थ आपण काय वादविवाद वगैरे म्हणू शकतो आपण. It may happen like sometime you will say मटेरियल त्याप्रमाणे आलेलं नाही, तुम्ही खूपच रेट लावले त्यावेळेस, हे केमिकल कंपोजिशन बरोबरच नाहीये. This kind of disputes, वादविवाद definitely will be there. Then what to do? In that case also, you should have certain settlement contract. जर असं झालं तर काय करायचं, आपल्या दोघांमध्ये मतभेद झाले, so what we should do, you should have contract for that also or term and condition for that. असा काय प्रॉब्लेम जर झाला, दोघांमध्ये वादविवाद झाला, तर आपल्या दोघांमध्ये आपण कसं हा प्रॉब्लेम रिझॉल्व्ह करायचा, आयदर वी शुड कॅरी फॉरवर्ड or we should stop the contract, and how we should stop the contract, after how many days we should stop the contract. So that kind of settlement should be developed. Try to understand. So how professionally it is. If something happens wrong with any of the party and any of the party is not satisfied, you can stop the contract, but there should be a certain method to settle that things. Very professional things that way, right? आपल्यात वाद भांडण झाल्यानंतर आपण म्हणतो बघू काय करायचंय पुढे दे. ह्यांचं असं ह्या सप्लायर पार्टनरशिप मध्ये की भांडण झाल्यानंतर तो प्रॉब्लेम आपल्याला कसा थांबवायचा, आपले कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट कसे थांबवायचे, तुम्ही किती पैसे द्यायचे, आम्ही किती द्यायचे, किती दिवस मटेरियल सप्लाय करायचे, तुम्ही किती दिवस आम्हाला किती मटेरियलचे पैसे देणार. सो एव्हरीथिंग इज देअर अँड इट इज अ रिटर्न, इट इज अ कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट. Getting? So both the parties will not be having loss. Suppose somebody want to stop the contract, who will purchase his stock which he has produced as a supplier? Supplier will be in the loss, right, in that case. So at least few days time should be given to supplier to search another party. तुम्ही स्टॉप केलं, त्या व्यक्तीचं नुकसान आहे की नाही. सो कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट मध्ये अशी कंडिशन असू शकते की 1 महिनाभर तुम्ही आमचं मटेरियल, जरी अडचणी असल्या तरी 1 महिनाभर आमचं मटेरियल तुम्हाला घ्यावा लागेल, व्हॉट एव्हर क्वालिटी वी आर प्रोव्हाइडिंग. कारण त्या व्यक्तीने मटेरियल कुठे सप्लाय करायचं परत. किंवा सपोज दॅट पर्सन वॉन्ट टू स्टॉप द सप्लाय टू युअर ऑर्गनायझेशन, तुम्ही कुठून अचानक सप्लायर शोधणार, क्वाइट डिफिकल्ट, राईट. सो बोथ शुड हॅव कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट लाईक 1 महिनाभराचा टाइम देऊयात आपण, तुम्ही 1 महिनाभरात तुम्हाला सप्लायर शोधा आणि तुम्हाला 1 महिन्याभरात तुमचे कस्टमर शोधा. That way, this is a professional settlement contracts whenever any disputes happen. I hope you understood this term and condition. In a industry, even though there is a disputes, still they continue for few days. Okay, so this is very, very professional principle Koro Ishikawa has given. Next principle, both should continually exchange information using multifunctional team to improve the product or service. Both parties should exchange information to each other. If you are changing certain thing in your organization, you should immediately inform to your supplier so that he will make necessary changes there. तुम्हाला जर M20 वरून तुम्ही 100 बोल्ट जो समजा M18 वगैरे M16 वर आणला, so you should inform that person like, yes, you are providing us M20, but I want to use the M18. That is internal change happen in your organization. You should inform me well in advance to that person. You should exchange that information, right, so that that person will produce another bolt. Getting? And even if that supplier is making certain changes, material changes, some dimensions, so he should inform to that supplier or customers. So any kind of information as a supplier and as a customer, both parties should have exchange all the information continuously, that there, so that there will not be any kind of disputes. Getting? So in sharing information continuously is the role of both the parties. This is also one of the important principle Koro Ishikawa has told, so that there will be the good relationship. Then both should perform business activities such as procurement, production, and inventory planning, clerical work, and satisfactory relationship, so that satisfactory relationship will be maintained. Your business activities may be anything like procurement, production planning, inventory planning, clerical work. Both parties should do it, right? No, not only one. So both parties should have to perform it, so that satisfactory relationship will be maintained. The next principle is there, when dealing with the business transaction, both should have the best interest of the end user in the mind. काय दोघांचा इंटरेस्ट काय असला पाहिजे? Who is the end user of our product? Okay, and both parties should have intention to satisfy the end user, consumer, you can say. Okay, so this is one of the principle Koro Ishikawa have told. Getting? So like that, Koro Ishikawa has mentioned 10 principles related to maintaining good relationship with customer and supplier. Okay, I hope you got the clear idea of this 10 principles, and definitely you will implement in your future organizations. Okay, anything anybody want to ask or any doubt here, or should we proceed? Should we proceed? Okay, so I think this is first part of this unit number 6, and unit number 6 is having next part, that is various tools of quality control. So let me clear first at the beginning. Tools means not a physical your vernier caliper and this micrometer or a CMM. It is not like that. Okay, so it is certain graphical tools people use in the organization related to quality control. So organization use quality tools to help monitor and manage their quality initiatives. So definitely, if you will use certain quality tools which I have mentioned here, so it is easy to monitor what happens related to quality in the organization, and a manager will get help to manage certain quality initiatives they taken in their organization. So there are basically certain quality control tool, like most of the philosophers in quality, they have developed certain tools, quality control tools, like check sheet is there, histogram is there, Pareto charts is there, cause and effect diagram is there, scatter diagram, control chart. So like that, various tools, graphical representation, that way I want to say. So these are the graphical representation, on paper representation of certain data collected from quality control department, and that graphical tool will give certain conclusion to you. What is a trend related to quality? Where is the problem? Where are the more defects? How problem is arising? How it can be resolved? What is a trend? of that problem, or that quality related problem, like whether it is increasing, decreasing, or what is the response as time passes, what is the uh, response of that particular process. So like that information you can get from such a tools. So let us discuss these tools one by one. First tool is their check sheets. So you can see this graphical or this chart, you can say graphical representation or table form representations are there. So friends, check sheet purpose is there. It is a tool for collecting and organizing measured or counted data. So why it is used? For collecting and organizing the measured or counted data. Most of the time you need to count in the organization, one time, two time, three time, like 100 times. You need to count certain things related to quality, you need to measure things related to quality. So that measured or counted data you have to represent in the certain chart or sheet. So that sheet is called as a check sheet. And what is the purpose of check sheet? To collect and organize the measured and counted data. So data collected can be used as input data for other quality tools. So why these check sheets are important? Whatever data collected by you, it is an input tool to others. For example, if you want to draw the histogram, if you want to draw Pareto chart, then this check sheets data is very important. Okay, so what are the benefits? You can collect the data in systematic and organized manner. This is the first benefit of the check sheet. Next benefit of check sheet is to determine source of problem. Here is the problem. If you want to detect, then these check sheets will be helpful to you people. Now, how that we will discuss with the help of these two examples. Then next benefit is to facilitate classification of data. If you want to classify the data, then also these check sheets are important. So let us see first example. So there is operator A and operator B working on machine 1 and machine 2. Try to understand this example very carefully so that you will understand meaning of the check sheet. And here we have prepared the check sheet, like number of time the supervisor is called per day. Means operator is calling supervisor how many times? Obviously there is a certain problem, that's why supervisor has been called by operator in this case. Okay, so have you understood what is the example? Operator A and operator B are working on machine A, machine 1 and machine 2. And here check sheet has been prepared, like how many times operator is calling supervisor. And there also they have made category like morning session, afternoon session. After operator B is also on morning session and afternoon session. So here X indicates like how many times supervisor has been called by that particular operator. So you can see in the morning session, operator A, who is working on machine 1, has called only one time. But the same operator in the afternoon session has called a supervisor 2 times. Getting? So another machine 2, operator A is working. So on machine 2, he has called supervisor only one time, but in afternoon session he has called that supervisor so many times. Operator A called that supervisor so many times, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Okay, same case for operator B. In morning session he has called supervisor only one time. On machine 2 he has called 2 times. In afternoon session he has called on machine 1 2 times, and on machine 2 many more times. So supervisor maintain this kind of record. Can he remember किती वेळा बोलवला, 9ला किती वाजता, 9ला, 10ला, 11ला, 12ला, असं लक्षात ठेवणं शक्य आहे का? सो दे प्रिपेअर्ड. सो मीन्स this analysis or this chart may be prepared like what is the problem with that operator, whether problem is with operator or whether problem is with machine. Getting? So this is a certain data collected. आपण पण बऱ्याच वेळा असा डेटा कलेक्ट करायचो, बरोबर? स्टॅटिस्टिक्स मध्ये वगैरे बरेच लोक असे 4 उभ्या लाईन मारून आडवी एक रेष मारायची, म्हणजे एक 5चे बंच करायचे, 5 5 5 असे आपण करायचो. So same thing people are doing in the organization to maintain or collect the data, organize data. So suppose this is a today's data. So tomorrow's data, again operator this supervisor will maintain this data. किती वेळा बोलवलं मला, 2दा 3दा 4दा. So sometime problem may be with machine, okay, or a problem with the operator. They exchange the operators also. पहिल्या मशीनवर दुसरा ऑपरेटर, दुसऱ्या मशीनवर पहिला ऑपरेटर, असं एक्सचेंज करतात. अँड दे अनालाइज लाईक ऑपरेटर मध्ये प्रॉब्लेम आहे का खरंच मशीन मध्ये प्रॉब्लेम आहे, राईट? सो सुपरवायझर फॉर मेकिंग द प्लॅनिंग सो ऑर मेंटेनिंग द कल्चर ऑर प्रोडक्शन इफिशियन्सी ही हॅज टू डू ट्राय दिस. मी जर मशीन A1 वरती ऑपरेटर ए पाठवला तर तोही एकदाच बोलवतोय, आणि बी पाठवला तरी पण तो पण एकदाच बोलवतोय. Means no problem with operator. So machine problem is there. But in afternoon session on both machine number 2, operator A is also calling most of the time, and operator B is also calling most of the time. Means there is a certain problem with machine operator, there is no problem. So this collected data also gives certain conclusion to you. And benefits mentioned, I have second benefits, you can say source of problem. You will understand where is the problem exactly. Getting? So now I think very simple document it is. So just you have to prepare a table, and there you have to maintain the record. कारण हे लक्षात ठेवणं, मॉर्निंग टू इव्हिनिंग टू रिमेंबर, लाईक किती वेळा ह्यांनी बोलवलं, त्यांनी 10व्या मशीननी किती वेळा बोलवलं, दुसऱ्यानी कितीला, 5व्यानी किती वेळा बोलवलं. So to remember this, it is quite difficult. So Checksheet will help you to organize such a systematic data and correct data. Whatever counted data is there, so you can maintain in such a sheets. Second example, you can say like defects type. You can say like this is a casting related something. So in casting there may be the problems, right? Quality control department generally maintain this. So for example, insufficient soldering, right? Soldering, you can say. किती वेळा झाला? 7 वेळा. This defect, or how many times this occurs? 7 times. Cold solder 2 times. Solder bridge 3 times. Blow holes 14 times. Excessive solder 2 times. So these are the defects types, and how many times it occurs. Its frequency it mentioned here. Now easily you can say like there is a problem of blowholes and insufficient soldering. These are the two major defects in your job while quality control, or while measuring the quality. Getting? Am I audible clearly to you people? Hello? Am I audible to all of you? Or is there any problem? Can you hear Should it? Okay, Gauri, good. So no problem. So I was talking about the check sheets. So like that check sheets you can prepare wherever required. You can check prepare such a table and prepare a check sheets. Okay, so here you can maintain your data clearly. Okay, and you will use such a data to further quality control tools like histogram is there, parrot analysis is there. So we'll see coming bits. So I hope you understood how to prepare such a sheets. I have given two examples to you. So histogram, very well known graphical tool. You can say people use it, and such a histogram tools generally get the data from sheets, which we have seen recently. So basically, histogram is a bar graph. You can see picture which I have shown to right side of your screen. So certain bars I have prepared. Okay, one bar, second, third, and its level is different. So, so such a histograms are generally used to present the frequency data. How many times it occurs? For example, let us see this histogram here. Suppose today, first bar you can see today very less defects occurred. Tomorrow again it is increase. Day after tomorrow again it is increase. Okay, and after certain time you have taken certain corrective action, then that defects started reducing, again reducing. So on x-axis you can prepare day, and here on y-axis you can say like frequency, how many times that particular defect occur. So now this trend shows, which is here on the screen, like defect started occurring continuously. आपण कोरोना व्हायरसचे पेशंटला पण असंही म्हणू शकतो, कोविड पेशंटला पण काही दिवसापासून पेशंट वाढतायत पीक पिरियड आला आणि काही दिवसापासून पेशंटची संख्या कमी कमी व्हायला लागली. Getting? So this kind of trends you can prepare, even though you can see on COVID patients असेच ग्राफ आहेत certain. Okay, so histograms are generally used to present the frequency data, how many times this thing have occurred or happened. So that if you want to represent, so definitely histogram is a appropriate tool. So how to prepare histogram? Very simple. You have to define the categories for the data. You have to define the categories. Just I have given the example of defects, but which kind of defect? Let us see blowholes. On y-axis you can say like blowholes frequency, किती time occur झाली आज उद्या. So on x-axis you can mention the dates, first date, second, third, fourth, like that. And on y-axis that defects, एक तारखेला डिफेक्ट्स खूप कमी होते, 2 ला वाढत गेले, 3 ला वाढत गेले, 4 ला वाढत गेले, 5 ला खूप वाढलाय, आणि 6 तारखेपासून तुम्ही काहीतरी करेक्टिव्ह ऍक्शन घेतली. ओके, आफ्टर 4-5 days in next week you have taken certain action, and due to that trend is reduced. So you have to define the categories. I have given the one example, address an example of covid patient. डे वाईज असतं बरोबर, आज किती उद्या किती असे ग्राफिकल रिप्रेझेंट करतात ते. So for example, number of machines failure per week. So this may be the category of data. So how many times that particular machine failed per week. So you can see on x-axis first week, second week, third week, and fourth week of that particular month. You can mention on x-axis weeks, first, second, third, fourth, like that. And on y-axis you can mention like how many times in first week 2 times, in second week 3 times, third week 4 times. So like that you can prepare the categories of data. So for every frequency or every data, that graphs will be different. So now you have to collect the data, sort them into categories. Like check sheets will be helpful to prepare the histogram. You have to collect the data from that check sheets, and you have to sort it. For example, we have seen one check sheet like where casting, soldering related issues we have seen. How many blowholes are there? How many times this, what we can say, mm, this cold soldier is there, or you can say excessive solder is there. So like that things you can data, this kind of data you can collect. Then you can count the data for each category. You have to count the data for each categories. So how many time it occur? 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. So that you have to count, right? Even though you are getting check sheets, you have to start counting. Then you have to draw the diagram. So which you have seen on right side of your screen. So that diagram you have to draw for each category, and it place on the x-axis. That whatever category you found, it should be on x-axis, and the bars will be as high as the value for the category. So for that particular category, if that value is high, then definitely that bar height will be more. So simple thing. So how many benefits you will get due to this histogram? First benefit is there. Histogram provides an easy way to evaluate the distribution of data over the different categories. If you have different categories like casting related or soldering related issues we have seen, so many types of defects are there. But how we'll understand which is the problematic? By looking at that height of that particular bar, you will understand this. Another benefit is that it helps to understand the variation that exists in the process. You will understand what is the variation, whether it is increasing continuously, that trend is increasing, or that kind of trend is decreasing, or after taking action, corrective actions, is there any change in that defects? So that kind of variation which is existing in that particular problem, you can easily understand. Getting? So this is about the histogram. Now let us see this Pareto analysis. He is also philosopher in quality field. So let us see. So it looks like histogram, but you can see its trend is decreasing. Okay, so decreasing trend kind of graph, if it is there, so you can say this is a Pareto chart. The Pareto chart can be used to display categories of problems graphically so that they can be properly prioritized. म्हणजे काय? So in Pareto analysis, you can see, so first is the higher reading, second one is below that, third one is below that, like that. So you can prioritize like which problem is major. Suppose there is a big problem of blowholes. So and then a cold solder, there is very less problem. So where it should be? So which is the major problem? Blowholes. So that reading should be on first bar. And which is having less problem, so this will be on second bar, and so on. That kind of graph if you will prepare, so it is a Pareto chart. Then Pareto chart is a histogram based on 80-20 principle of Joseph Juran. Okay, just hold for 1 minute. Then, so Pareto chart is basically a histogram based on 80-20 principle. So what is the 80-20 principle? So Pareto is given the principle like fair or he states that 80% of the problems are a result of 20% of the problem. Why problems are occurring? Because you people are making mistake 20%, and that's why 80% problems are arised. So a Pareto chart can be used to identify the 20 root cause of the problem. That's why you can say a 20% root cause. Huh? So that's why if there are so many blowholes. So why rejection is there? Suppose there are so many blowholes. So what are the 20% problems? If you avoid the 20% problem, then remaining 80% problem will be automatically eliminated. So that was the Pareto's intention in this principle. Have you understood? So that is that 80-20 principle of Joseph Juran, and it is also called as a Pareto chart. Pareto chart or diagram indicates which problem to tackle first by showing the proportion of the total problem that each of the smaller problem comprise. Means what? If you identify this 20% problem, automatically you will start eliminating remaining 80% problem. So that was the this 80-20 principle. So how to prepare a Pareto chart? First, you have to prepare. Miss procedure is almost like the histogram. So what you have to do? You have to first categorize the data like a histogram. You have to collect the data from this chart, check sheets, and you have to classify them into categories, various categories. Count the occurrence or frequency of each. Like for example, casting defects. I have told you have to start counting. Then now rank the categories starting with the highest value. That category you have to rank with highest category, like blowhole खूप मोठे प्रॉब्लेम आहे ते पहिल्यांदा आला पाहिजे. कोल्ड कोल्ड शट वगैरे म्हणतो आपण. सो इट शुड बी सेकंड वन बिकॉज इट इज हॅव्हिंग लेस फ्रिक्वेन्सी. सो लाईक दॅट. So you can prepare the Pareto chart in a descending order. Descending order एवढी बरी अंडरस्टूड. असेंडिंग म्हणजे चढता, डिसेंडिंग म्हणजे उतरत्या क्रमाने. So that you have to draw. And where will be the 20% problem? At the beginning. Whatever first bar is there, so there are most of the problems. So remaining things are no problem. So if you'll understand this first, immediately you will understand or eliminate remaining 80% problem. कुठं जास्त problem आहे that you have to understand. Okay. So I think I have explained to you people this chart very clearly. Then next one is that cause and effect diagram. So I think this discussion will make next lecture. So I think we'll stop here and let us proceed with next lecture related to this cause and effect diagram. Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you.